Oops, not there. Where'd you go?
Do you want us to mute ourselves? And if we need to talk, then only we can unmute.
You can if you want. It doesn't matter to me.
I'm just not going to say anything.
No, sometimes background noise and it disturbs.
Well, if we get any, then if we get any background noise, then that's fine. But I don't think we need to do that right now.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody's questioning about QuickBooks. So this is our dashboard. Basically, what QuickBooks does for us is it links to our bank account. If it comes up. It links to our bank account, and this is how much our bank balance is. This is how much we have in QuickBooks because I updated it. So what that means is that down here, when something comes in, wait a minute. Something comes in to the bank account, it comes in here. And then I check it, make sure it's what we need it to say, and then I add it in, and that's where we get, wait a minute, let me try to get this off of here. Okay. So that's where we get this. Okay, as long as these two balance and match, that means we're balanced. Now I have reconciled, because you can reconcile with this as well. Let's see.
Did we lose Curtis?
No, it's Curtis.
I'm here eating breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably just the people you can't see on the screen. There. How's that? Okay. So basically what it does is it gives us this tool so that we know exactly what's going on with our bank and what we have in there. I can reconcile, which I did yesterday. I can reconcile the bank account to QuickBooks and make sure that we're jiving, okay? Just like this, our balance in the bank and in QuickBooks is the same. We also have these reports here that you can see. Well, this is our dashboard. So this year, we've made $12,662 so far. Now that is after expenses. Okay, everybody understand that? We can go back whenever we need to. So I can go back to last year. And that's what we showed last year. I can go back this month. We didn't have any income this month, this quarter. So we spent 213 more than we brought in. But for the year, that's what we're at. It shows the expenses. So far, that is our expenses for this year. We can show expenses for last year. We have the capability, and QuickBooks does all this for us. So it's not like we have to go in do massive amounts of figuring and you know, doing doing Excel spreadsheets and going over the bank, and it's not time consuming a lot.
Donna, on that last one you had on overdue, how come it's not showing a rent? I got a call yesterday, our rent's not paid. It's late.
We
Not to
have
interrupt it.
no, you're fine. Because we don't put in invoices.
Okay.
So I don't put in invoices like that. We just put when we pay them.
Should we start putting in when the various things due? Because it, you know, there's been several times that the rent's been late.
It's
This
not
might be a
late.
reminder.
Yeah, it's not late.
Oh,
They give us until, I think it's the 10th
okay.
to actually pay it. So
Okay.
it's not late. The reports, again, and we can, if you guys want me to try to start putting in our invoices in there, I can start looking into doing that. All right.
I didn't mean to interrupt. It's just something I was thinking when you were there.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That's what we're here for, is for everybody to answer their questions.
No, it's
'Cause we've all-
ironic.
Huh?
It's ironic. The one person that asked for the specifics, please, not here.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so, all right, so reports, we can do all kinds of different reports. This is our balance sheet as of today. So this 200 is cash on hand, which is the petty cash, which I still have. The checking account has that much in it. I have not been able to figure out to get this off of there, accounts payable. It is nothing, but it's still showing up. And then this is our balance.
What system accountability are we using for? I know there's two type. One that you take it off as you spend it, one that you take it off as you're obligated. Which one are we doing?
As we spend it,
Okay.
We don't do accruals.
no.
Well, should we be doing accruals?
I don't have a problem doing it. I just don't know how.
We'll work on that. Because that's what most accountings do it. As you obligate it, it's spent. Whether you have it or not, it's spent.
And I wanted to know, how come that balance doesn't match the balance on the dashboard?
Wait a minute. Wait. 1 second. I misspoke. If you look here, the accounting method is accrual.
It is accrual. So that's something we need to tell the board so they know that it may not be spent. However, it is obligated, which means it's not in our account.
Right.
But Curtis, if you're doing a real accrual system and it was budgeted for March, for example, if you
Yep.
didn't spend it in March, then you have to accrue it to the next month. So I mean, it's not just saying, well, it's there, but it's not. I mean,
That's right. It's there, but it's not. It's been obligated, so it's already spent according to the budget sheet.
Right.
But it hasn't actually been spent.
Yeah, but you have to be. I mean, people need to be aware of that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was mentioning. Go on, Don. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. To answer your question, Jill, that's the $99.
Oh, okay.
That's the difference.
What is that $99?
Accounts payable, but
Yeah, what?
I didn't put that in there, and I don't know how to get it out of there because I don't know where it goes. So what we can look at, these are all the reports that we can look at. So profit and loss detail. I'm trying to. So those are the different things, like 1776 we've done in interest. For 2019, it looks like 1930 for these different things: sponsor, fundraising, donation, sponsor. Down here, $10,039.18, and that was the gala. So we have different kinds of reports that we can use for different things, and we've got different dates that we can use. Anybody have any questions so far? If I'm not doing what you need to see, then let me know, please.
No, but the one point made has been questioned several times. It appears already this is so much easier than Excel. Because Excel,
Yeah.
you have to create each one of those reports independently,
Right,
unless you have access, and then you can pull the stuff in there.
right.
But straight Excel won't do this. It'll just calculate.
So basically, our bank is already being fed into this.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to create our bank. It's just a matter of going in and making sure it's named correctly.
Now, is that accounting company charging us money? Because I saw a past due bill, what's $120 from an accounting company. Is that the ones that we're working through? We pay them monthly or something?
Oh, for Rogers?
I'm not sure. Many may remember.
Yeah, Will Rogers.
Yeah, the one that they keep messing up our bill on?
Yeah,
That's for QuickBooks. So it's every
Okay.
quarter.
quarter. Okay, I thought it was monthly. Go ahead.
No, it's every quarter, and that is just because we get QuickBooks through them. So
Okay.
we get a deal on the QuickBooks because it's through that company.
And also, are they watching it too? In the
They're
beginning,
supposed to be.
yeah, in the beginning, they used to ask, and there's been no activity. Do you need help? But have they been lately asking you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
So in essence, we're paying for QuickBooks and for that quarterly $60 for monitoring.
No, that's what we're paying.
That's all.
Okay. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So anyways, these are all the different kinds of reports. And I mean, you can see there's business overviews. You can let me know if there's something you want to see.
Well, I'm just curious, if this has all these reports, is there not a report that would suffice for your monthly financial statement that you give the board instead of making up your own version? Or would this one give a too detailed report?
I think it would. I think it would give it too deep a, let me see.
I mean, if it's all printed up, that would save you some hassle. If there was one in there that's managed to give the information that you normally provide.
Well, the report she gave us last night is pretty much what that first page was that she showed. 36,000 something.
Yeah, but the report that I do
Mm-hmm.
goes through and just shows everything that has come out and gone into the bank in a
That month.
in a more detailed list.
Well, what does the P&L look like?
Oh, P&L means profit and loss.
Yep.
I'm still learning the acronyms for the hospital, so I got enough acronyms.
So, yeah, so that's what I think that's all that the board would need, isn't it?
You know, I think that would do it.
Let me see. Let's go to
Month.
This, nope. What
Yeah,
last
show
month?
one just for May and see what it shows.
Last month, right?
Right. Come on, where did you go?
This would be good to compare another period. You can compare it with
Yeah.
last year, where we were this.
You know, I was just thinking, if we're using accrual, then our rent for the year should already be withdrawn, taken off the balance as obligated.
Okay, this is our profit loss for May.
I think that and that monthly and like year to date. Or compare, well, we don't really have a budget, do we?
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
it's been modified until next year, June, I think.
I really think this here would save you the hassle if you just printed something like this off, Donna.
But is that, everybody tell me if that's good enough? Because, let's see. Let's just move to,
Instead of display columns by totals only, you might be able to break it up.
yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Hold on. Let's see.
Actually, we got off the track. Sorry about that, Donna. I don't even know
That's
if you
okay.
were done.
No, that's okay. I just want to see.
Where it says display columns by totals. I don't know what.
That's a valid question, Dennis. You see the print, it's got the print icon there.
Total only.
Yeah.
Products and services. That would give the breakdown, probably, the one that you give.
And or vendors or custom. I mean, I don't know how it's arranged.
Try that. Let's see. Let's see if this does anything.
I keep wanting to catch the screen and scroll down, but you got the control of it.
I know. All right.
Yeah, that's sufficient right there.
That is it. There it is. So we actually can, because this was in March. Let me see this.
Oh, yeah. See? What's that Little Caesar's pizza?
I'm going to move you guys.
We
that's what we spent.
pizza. We bought pizza at the
Yeah.
Galen, Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I thought that was income.
No, that.
Okay. So A&W is
Root beer.
rent,
No.
Facebook, Little Caesars, The Square, Time Warner. Where'd you go? Go up.
You know, until people get familiar with this form, you'll probably have more questions at the board meetings. But once they get familiar with it, I think this would answer most of the questions and that wouldn't even have to be asked now.
Absolutely.
Everybody think that? Because I can start doing this one
I
instead.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say
but
go.
then sometimes you might have to explain what are uncategorized expenses.
Okay. Well, that's where this comes in over here.
Over here where?
Over
On the left side.
on the left-hand side. You see where it says not specified on this, see right here where this is at? The 7656, 3476, 606.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, if you look over here, That was the gala. This is the sponsorship drive. This was nonprofit income, which is donations. So it
Interesting.
tells you right here.
You know, I got to thinking, I don't see on when you showed previously, I didn't see my sponsorship as income on the balance sheet,
It is in the sponsorship drive.
but it shouldn't show the profit on that other sheet as an input for this month, for last month.
This is March.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one's March.
Okay, you didn't get it to April. Okay.
So let's see. Let's do,
Don't go out of the way
That
for
was
me.
just vendors. That wasn't everything.
Yeah, just don't go out of the way for me. You're doing good.
And do May.
no,
Okay,
we-
yeah, let's do May. So we can compare it with what you have sent us. I bet it helps.
all right. Sponsorship. 2493. So that's part of the sponsorship.
So this is including the Jimmy Autry Fund also, I guess. Well, it doesn't break up as much as you do then.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's my point, because on your sheet, you said Jimmy Autry income, and
Yep.
then, so we can tell where that,
Yeah, people
Right.
will ask questions. You can send both actually, this one as
Yeah.
well as the other one.
Okay. And that'll break it down. I mean,
Yeah.
so. Anything, I mean, what else would you like to see? What other questions do you have?
well, that Amazon Smile, is that
Yep.
income or expense?
That's income. When you
Okay.
go on, when you go to order on Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
there is a button that you can push to go to Amazon Smile when you're
Right.
checking out. And Amazon Smile is a special tab that you can go to, which will add to your charity of choice.
Okay. That was
So
just,
now-
you mentioned Smile and a rent at the same time, so I'm thinking they're both expenses.
No, Amazon Smile is, now Facebook was expenses.
But this time
Some
it
of the-
was, we got
Huh?
money. This time we got money in from
Yep,
Facebook.
there was $25 for Facebook, and then $15.96, I think, was for Amazon, the Smile.
Okay.
So, and then you can customize reports. If there's something that we want to see on a normal basis, we can customize them. And management. So let's look at our company overview. So the company overview has the profit and loss in it. So you can see our profit here. It also has our balance sheet. Which is what we just showed.
You know, Donna, looking at this,
Yep.
whatever contract we have with QuickBooks, is that only for you to be able to use, or could it be used separately for like the fundraising committee?
Anybody, well, whoever,
No, I mean that we'd keep something separate for fundraising committee.
Yeah, separate folder.
Remember, yeah, good idea. Separate folder. Thank you, Curtis.
you can.
Because I had to make up a separate sheet this last time, and
Mm-hmm.
that didn't really work as well as what it was anticipated for various reasons. But if the if my relief, quote, my relief takes over and this here would work. They could have all the expenses and everything all broken down as long as people give the receipts like they're supposed to be.
Mhm. But not given authorization to the general account, just the sub
Exactly.
account.
Exactly.
Because we don't want them getting there and mess with the numbers. That's Donna's job.
Yeah, that would be most important. Could you investigate that, Donna?
I will investigate that.
That means you'd have to have a separate password and you'd have to know it,
Right.
not the general password.
Exactly. Well, actually, not only Donna should know it, but possibly the VP and the president should know the password to the fundraising thing going on.
Absolutely. President knows the count here.
Yeah, I'm talking
I
about
don't.
separate
Yeah.
password.
Yep.
We make our private account actually and log into here, basically. I have a separate password than Donna, I think, right?
Oh, do
Is
you?
that so?
I think so.
I think so.
Is there a read-only access?
No,
Yeah,
I
that would do
can
it.
do whatever I want to in there. In the beginning, I was messing around with it, but I've stopped doing that because I have no idea after that.
No, that's what she's talking about. It's good because Dennis's account will be read only. That means that he can put it in there, but we can't mess with it. We can read it, but we can't touch it.
I don't think that there is a sub user that we can do that with.
Okay.
Well, like I said,
I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Donna, what you can do is probably make a separate fundraising. I don't know if you can find that out, and that fundraising part can be dealt with the fundraising committee chair.
What do you mean?
Like
Say
you,
that again?
like we over here we have. I don't know. I might be wrong.
No, you'd be right, but I don't want that information inputted automatically in the general account because that would screw it up. It'd have to be kept separate for visual, but not input it in the general account. Donna would be the only one doing that.
Yeah.
But
I don't
Donna
think we can
shouldn't
do
have
that.
to make the entries in the fundraising.
Exactly.
No,
So-
but there should be some way to merge those two accounts for reconciliation.
Oh, yeah, at the end of it,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, it would save me a lot of problem. But the point I was making is I don't want it, I'm thinking ahead, as he puts data in that account, that it automatically augments the general account. You can share the two, compare the two, but that it stays in that account. It doesn't do anything with the general account. Because that would screw Donna up, because she's not going to know what's being put in. And then, of
Right.
course, what you put is hypothetical anyway.
Right. I can see Donna's wheels turning right now.
I know,
Yeah, I'm trying to.
making her hair turn red.
Well,
No, really, guys, come on. No.
frankly, Donna, I think you have enough to go on to do the investigative process and then go from there.
Yeah,
Because rather than us burn a lot of time trying to figure out how to do it now.
right. So the last thing, these management reports. This is just a pretty, hold on. This just makes it look nicer. So this has the profit loss, AP aging detail, expenses by vendor. I believe these are the reports that people need for like our CPA would ask or whatever, things like that.
Some of those reports from experience are overkill. They're going to have categories that don't even pertain to us.
Right, like that one, the AP. So this is the expenses that we've used since January. That's all that we've paid.
That's half our budget right there. Is it? Or is that 1,000?
No.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
I thought it was 11,000.
The total,
It is 11,000.
oh, it is
So
11,000.
that's about half of our budget right now. which is not bad.
right? Because we've already paid. The insurance was the big one. Piggly Wiggly was big, but that was for last year. Rent, which is changing. So,
Yeah, but Piggly Wiggly was an offset. Only thing we really paid is what the pigs cost, but the rest of it was profit.
right.
So actually, the person who bought the ham paid that. We didn't pay it.
Right.
So I don't know if more people are joining us for our meeting. It's 10:02.
All right. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Any other questions? Anybody?
No. And Donna,
Yeah.
my experience with your report, they're excellent. I got no question. The only thing I want to see is that some of my reports put in there so it keys you when it's due, because I personally don't like to get notices saying you owe. Things are routine. But then we draw interest on it.
Is that Miss Sally?
That is Miss Sally.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Sally.
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't, I'm going to do an experiment here because I'm going to take out my headphones and see if you can still hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're looking at a profile of you?
Yeah, because I have a setup here where I work on a desktop, but I have a dock on the laptop.
Oh, now I can't hear you very
Yeah,
well.
you're not that clear now anymore.
Sorry.
We love you, Sally.
Better? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yes.
loud and clear.
Okay, sorry about that. My setup here at the office is kind of weird. So it's okay. Maybe I should just shut down the visual so you don't have to look, you don't have to look at the side of me.
That's
You're
okay,
fine.
don't worry.
Don't bother us. We know you're
Fine.
with us then.
Yeah, don't worry, we're fine.
What is that? Oh. I stopped sharing my screen, so.
Yeah, so,
Still missing some people.
yeah, we are missing quite a few people.
Thanks, Donna. QuickBooks is cool. I want that.
It is.
I like it's so organized.
It is
I
cool.
have to tell my wife about it for her organization.
Yeah. Yep.
It's good for home too.
Yeah.
I used it years
Take the
ago.
cost. How much is QuickBooks?
Well, we get it through Rogers and Company, and it's like $60 every quarter.
Well, that ain't
But
bad.
you can get, I think it's, I don't know, something like $17.99 online.
Is that right?
I think so.
It's
Is it
like
per month?
$300 at Sam's.
Is that a
per month.
one-time fee, $17.99, or is that every
No,
month?
$17.99 a month.
A month. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Periodically, they sell it at Sam's too.
Well, that's the desktop one.
Yep.
So the desktop one, you're kind of restricted to your desktop.
Does it
Whereas,
still link?
huh?
Doesn't it still link?
No.
Because I knew you at one time you could write checks off of it.
You can, but what we're talking about is the fact that when you have desktop, then you can only see the QuickBooks on whatever desktop it is or whatever computer it
Yeah,
is.
okay.
So online, you can go anywhere and pull up your account.
Yeah, the thing,
You know what I mean? So if you
Yeah.
have a desktop and a laptop and you have desktop QuickBooks on your desktop, you cannot get it up on your laptop.
yeah.
Whereas if you have online, you can get it anywhere you go and pull it up.
I'm just a little skeptical with some of the major organizations getting hacked, the banks and things. That opens ours up to getting hacked. Of course, we don't have a lot, but What we have is ours.
right? And that's the, I guess that's the job of making sure that your password is protected and, you know, that kind of thing.
And it's encrypted.
And yeah, so.
But we don't have a
Nobody knows
quorum.
my password. It's too complicated.
Yeah, we don't have a quorum, right?
Nope.
Do
Well,
we?
I was just going to ask for roll call.
Yeah, we have 7 people out of 12.
You know, by the way, the hospital board came out with some information. They talked to the lawyer, and these meetings, as Sally mentioned, after every action, there should be a roll call that she calls the name off and it's yes or no, just as a point of interest. So rather than say aye and nobody know who it is, she would call off each name and then they would say yay or nay. And then each article you talk about that needs a vote, you'd have to do that, and that goes in the record. That's has to do with open meetings also. And we have to apply 501c3 is open meetings. The public can come in our meetings if they want.
You could do. It's open to everybody, whoever wants to.
Yeah, they even say in the law that you have to announce your meetings. Like the fire commission, they have to say this is the day they're meeting and open it to public. But
Oh,
I'm
open
just saying what the hospital just switched to a roll call is a main of knowing exactly who votes for a bill, and so it's logged.
Okay, so do you want me to go down the names of the board members?
So right now we don't have a quorum.
Well, I thought we did have a quorum. Don't we just need more than half?
Yeah.
You don't have a vote because you resigned.
No, he
I
hasn't
know
resigned
my
yet.
resignation's effective the end of June.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, Dennis. Okay, so Minnie, Curtis, Allison, Dennis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Jill, Donna,
Donna. Carolyn,
Not here.
Bob,
Nope.
Howard,
Nope.
and Joan,
Nope.
and Anita.
Nope.
Guys, can you help me with, is Claudia on the board?
No.
no.
Okay, she's just a special,
She's working with the program.
so I have her on my bulk distribution list that where I send out
Yes.
things, and I have her email on
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
Should I
Yeah.
keep
Keep
that
her.
on? Keep her on there. Okay, so
She was supposed to be here.
I don't
so
know.
I have Minnie, Curtis, Allison, Dennis, Jill, Donna, Sally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Then that's a quorum because we only have, what, 12?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it 15? I don't
12.
remember anymore.
12.
So that's the quorum because that's over half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're good there. Then we're going to continue. We're going to get the meeting
Yeah.
started, or we're going to have the meeting then?
Yes, let's say a
Okay.
prayer. I'll let Dennis say it. So that
Meeting is starting at 10:10.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity through social media to still be able to have our meetings, to do what is necessary for the Council Literacy Council. We've made great strides, Lord, but we have a long way to go. And I ask that you open up the hearts and the minds of people to be aware of those who they come in contact with who can use our services, and also help provide those services. Help us as we, the board members who are present, make decisions that will have lasting effects upon your whole organization in a positive way. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Dennis.
Mhm.
And you can also continue to come if we stay on Zoom. It's not that hard for you to come.
As long as you have meetings on Zoom.
Yeah, yeah. When we can see you face to face too.
Well, get in your car and zoom to the meetings.
Well, I could possibly do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Well,
can even
Keep me
Zoom it.
informed when they are going to be.
We can actually Zoom people who are not able to come.
Okay.
Yeah, We might be able to do that.
Yeah, that's good.
You're getting
Good point.
some technologically literate.
I don't have a U.S. flag, but we probably ought to say the pledge.
That's
Yes.
right. Let's say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to
to
the
the
flag
Flag
of the
of
United
United
States
States
of
of
America and to the
and
to the
republic
republic for which
for which it
it
stands, one nation,
one
Nation,
nation,
Under
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 God,
God, indivisible,
indivisible.
for justice.
and
all.
justice for all.
And we've already done the roll call. Let's go on to the minutes. You want me to share the minutes or
Yeah.
everybody has it?
Yep. Yes. You can share them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
I
can pull
didn't print them off this time because I was trying to get moved.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve made by Curtis.
Yes.
I
And
second.
Okay. Donna, second.
Donna, second.
Any discussions?
I don't know if you want to cover it no business, but since I wasn't at the meeting, did you all downsize from 3 rooms to 2 rooms now?
In the process.
Yep.
Okay.
We have given them the notice and we have this month to get out.
So
By the way,
you're moving out of the more expensive room then.
The
Yeah.
most expensive one, yeah.
That's
And
good.
I talked to them yesterday. Next week, they're going to talk to D&D Communications and change their information to the new room, move to the new room. Because in our meeting, we didn't have a date. So I said, we got to get busy. So I'm going to go in there and move stuff. And whenever we tell them, basically next week, they'll send DD, I think it's communications in there, and change all identification information to the new room and take it out of the room it's in now.
You say you're going to do that next week, Curtis?
Yeah,
When are you going to do the move? I might be available to help you.
whenever you're available.
We need 2 days. The first day, we would need to get rid of stuff, throw away, remove stuff, and remove it from the rooms so that there is, we have more stuff than we need right now. So unless we move it, we won't be able to remove it. I mean, we won't be able to move into that room.
The cups and saucers, everything are on the ground.
Yeah, so
And then
we
the file
have-
cabinets are full of that stuff.
We have to empty out the file cabinets. We have to empty out the glass cabinet, and we have to get rid of the books that are, some we are planning on getting rid of, and some we are planning to put in boxes, and they're already in boxes. And they will be stored at Howard's place or somewhere.
But Minnie, you need to look at that stuff that Jill's putting in the back bottom drawer. I looked in there yesterday and started pulling stuff out. Our 501c3 contracts in there, our insurance, some of our insurance origination in there, some of the original data you might want to keep. Some of
Yep.
the histories of people's enrollment. So rather than arbitrarily take that stuff and throw it away, we in fact do need to look through it.
Yeah, the only things we will throw away are the extra minutes we have in there. The pages and pages of extra minutes. The rest
we also-
probably we'll have to just organize.
We also have agendas. All the agendas are in there.
We don't need those.
Those books you're going to get rid of, remember, what is it, Second and Charles? They'll give you money for them.
That's what we're considering.
You ought to do that versus just trash them, because we don't get any credit for donations, do we? At least
No.
nothing worthwhile.
Yeah.
Well, it all depends on what is open and what is not.
Okay. Actually, I interrupted you, Minnie. We should just do our vote for whether or not the minutes are approved.
Yeah.
I got sidetracked.
I've been writing this all down as discussion. Is it on the agenda somewhere else here regarding the plan for next week? With,
No, we don't have it, Sally. That's why I was letting it go, letting that discussion happen, actually.
So
Oh.
we should put this down then, the discussion here, Minnie, regarding the plan for next week?
Yes.
Okay,
Hey,
so what is the plan? One day to empty out file cabinets, go through books, and that'll be stored at Howard's. The only thing that'll be tossed is extra minutes and agendas. A possibility of second and Charles will take books, looking into that.
Yes, and we have to decide on the days,
Hey,
basically.
Curtis.
Okay.
Next week's June 10th. I have to be up there for an appointment anyway at 9:30. So how about you want to meet at about 11 on Wednesday?
Yep, that'll work.
All
I gotta
right.
be there Monday for testing, Tuesday for testing also. But that'd be fine. If you and I can get in there and get the books out of there and take them to Fifth and Charles. But
Okay.
you know, the thing is, and this is probably not in the minutes, the items in the library right now, I'm not even concerned with that. All I'm concerned with is the ones in the classroom, get them out of there, which is those items is going to restrict us from putting the new stuff in.
Okay.
So
Well,
library right now is, go ahead.
You call the shots then on Wednesday, and I'll just see you at 11.
Oh,
Even
nice.
if you come by and with a hand truck, we can move some of that stuff. It's not going to take a lot of people because too many people are going to get in each other's way.
Do you want me to bring a hand truck?
Yeah, and I got one too.
Well,
So let's work it out. Let's work it out off key rather than tie up the
Okay.
meeting.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Minnie's got to go.
Gotcha.
sounds like a good plan.
So let's figure out, Jill, you and me can also come maybe a little earlier or something, okay? We can talk about it. Okay, let's, so all aye for the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Then,
Motion approved.
oh, do we have to make a motion to approve?
We already did.
I did.
Okay,
The motion to approve was made by Curtis and was seconded by Donna. And the discussion that took place was about the move process for next week.
okay, treasurer's report.
What?
Treasurer.
Next is treasurer's report. We've already looked at it, and do we have anything else? Let's put it
I move to approve.
with second.
Motion to approve made by Dennis.
Yep.
I can second it.
Yeah, and just support this discussion. The reason I ask you for whether my check hit, we got a phone call at the office. Some guy says his check is not hit, and he wants to know. So if it's all under Jimmy Autry, then there's no way I can answer this guy. So
No, I've already answered this guy long time ago. That
And we
was
need-
an
then we need to delete
old
what's on the
message.
phone. We need to
Yeah.
delete what's on the phone if it's been taken care of.
Okay, that might be a good thing. Okay, I
Okay.
just left it. Yeah.
Okay, and I thought it had, but, and I'm asking whether my check hit the bank. I haven't seen it yet.
It should have.
I'll double check. Any rate, go on. That's one reason I ask whether it shows in his report, since you specifically showed Jim Autry's and you showed sponsorship of 575. What's in at 575? That's an odd number.
There was your check and one more.
Yours and another one.
Thank you, Donna. You just shifted your voice. I didn't. Go ahead.
It was yours and somebody else's.
Okay, I don't want to beat on it.
I would just like to make a comment comparing your report that you made up, Donna, compared to what QuickBooks will provide. I think the QuickBooks is going to be more inclusive and raise less questions for people.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's an excellent report.
Okay.
Call the vote.
So, any other discussions? All aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Next is, next are the reports. Program report. Allison, you have anything?
No. Not really. I mean, we only have 4 students right now. But I will let you know that I'm taking an online class as part of teaching ESL at Wake Tech. And the teacher there actually said that they've had to get rid of a lot of, I mean, they went from 25 to down to nothing. So, I mean, this is just something that everybody is dealing with. Teachers aren't having work because there are no students. So I can imagine with the populations that we deal with, it's just too much. The technology was too much. They tried, and a lot of people just dropped out. So we're holding at 4. So
I met Reverend Park the other day, and he was saying something about getting a lot of college students have, because they can't do probably the face-to-face classes over there, the ESL classes.
yeah, and we talked about this. I'm going to reach out to the college. I can't contact the students directly, but they have all their contact information, and they're only doing that Crossroads Cafe. It's a very limited program, and that's all they're offering their students now. There's no Zoom, there's no Google Classroom, there's nothing else that they're doing at this point. So that's why we thought we'd go ahead and reach out to them and see if any of their students, just put it out there, if they're interested in tutoring. We have tutors or starting a class, depending on how many people we get. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Jennifer Bean and see if she can just put it out there to see if anybody's interested.
And see, that's what I mentioned last month. The loss of students is another catastrophe due to the pandemic we're going through.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That's true.
As far as program, Minnie, this week we got more reports from a couple more of the teachers than we got last month. I've been looking at them and making copies of them. So some of the teachers that are doing things are actually starting to send in memos.
Okay. And we have actually worked with Claudia, right? You have worked with Claudia too?
Yeah, but I've tried for the last 2 days contacting her phone and email, and I've got no message. For instance, I don't know if it's programmed or not, but we interviewed that new tutor, and I sent a message to Carolyn for do a police check, and I sent one as a tutor report to Claudia to keep her updated. And of course, Jill make a folder. I haven't sent a message to her, but so Jill can make a folder for her. But I haven't got any contact from either one, Carol or Claudia, phone call or email.
Yeah, that's a problem. When we are all doing everything long distance, we need to be good at communicating. If we are not, then it's really hard. Claudia should have been here I don't know how many has she's trying to call, right? And getting to know the tutors.
She came in last Wednesday, I think it was, when you went in there, and she started contacting all the tutors. And I saw on the desktop there is a Excel spreadsheet with names, but it's all abbreviations, so I don't know who it is. But she spent a good time, I think it was last Wednesday, working there, but I haven't been out contacting soon. I just hope she's okay.
I hope so too. She's pretty good with communicating. That's why it's making me wonder.
I called her home and her cell and no answer. Her cell won't take messages. So it hasn't been established, so I don't know. Maybe I'll go by the church if she's there. But I don't like bother people at work.
Yeah, everybody's going through stuff. There are also, when you start reopening also, there's so much to do.
That's what's going on here at Coastal. There's just, we just reopened and there's just so much that we're all dealing with in this next phase. So if Claudia is back at work, I don't know her status. She may be dealing with a lot of those extra layers.
That's true. That's true.
Can you help me again? What is Claudia's role?
She's with the program tutors.
Thank you.
So
She's currently working.
Sorry.
She's currently working on tutors and putting alignment so she gets a feel of tutor-student relationship.
Ultimately, she'll be responsible for the tutors and students and tutor training and that part. Just the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe between now and the next board meeting, we'll have more information from Claudia.
Yeah. And we'll work with her on curriculum because she's not a teacher. So we'll be working with her curriculum closely with her so that but that'll be her part of her role is updating the curriculum. By the way, I found our strategic plan in that bottom drawer, which is good till 2020. It's a 3-page document.
When was that made up?
It was 2012 or 2013 to 2020 put in the plan, and each month what we're supposed to be doing, where our goals were.
Wow.
I'll probably this so all of you guys can see it.
Oh, wow. And we did plan a long time ago, but I didn't know it was all that planned.
Yes.
So it was printed out, did you, Minnie?
It was, printed out and planned yearly wise, and I didn't know that.
Hey, Curtis, did you completely clean out that bottom drawer?
No, I start going through about 2 or 3 folders I took and put on where you told me to put them. But there's a lot of stuff, like I said, our 501c3 agreement, original signatures down there,
Yeah.
Insurance. There's some things down there we need to keep. You're right. All those board, they're on the floor to get rid of. But I'm going through there slowly. I just want Minnie to look at some of the important stuff because there's our applications when we first join are in there.
Oh, we should keep all those things.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. So we can't arbitrarily just throw it away. I want you and I to look through them.
Okay.
You know what? It'd really be interesting to see that strategic plan and see how closely the present OLC board had followed that plan. I mean, I didn't even know it was in existence. So
For observation, we're doing some of those things, broadcasting our stuff. One of them was to get more communications through Facebook and that kind of stuff. We're doing that. So we're on track with some of that stuff. Some of it is not, but I'll go ahead and get it and publish it out to you guys one way or another. It's 3 or 4 pages. Even if my thought was, even if we can get Jill to retype the thing, so we got it on a desktop so we can just print it off. The same thing as some of our youth student applications. We don't have a copy of it. We're just making copies of copies. So if we can make a hard copy, put it on desktop, that way we just send them out electronically and we're above board. Go ahead, I'm sorry. We don't have a lot of time. Minnie's got to leave.
We need to do all that because a lot of times we might not be able to even meet the students. We might get them to fill that out, or I don't know, or maybe.
We have all the forms online, don't we?
Not the student one.
Oh, we don't have the
tutor one. Yeah, we have the tutor one, not the student one. So we might need to do that too.
And the confusing thing is that Joe might deal with, there are 4, I went through 3 or 4 application packages for tutors. So they're named different things. So they need to be changed to one and get rid of all that other stuff so that it's clear. And even if we put stuff in folders, like application folders in a folder that I can go through, student folders and tutor folders are the same place, but that will work out on the side. I don't want to take up
There's a lot
time.
of stuff in there, Curtis. I agree that, that's why I've been, asking for help, saying I don't know what a lot of this stuff is.
I spent hours looking through that stuff to try to find things, and I couldn't find some things.
Yeah.
Like the student applications and test form. But again, I don't want to tie up the meeting because she's got to go.
Yeah. So anything else in program?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So fundraising committee, governance committee, outreach committee.
We haven't met. Governance hasn't met.
Yeah, nobody has met it.
well, fundraising hasn't met, but I want to share a thought. Last year, you might recall that I went on Facebook and I said, in honor of my birthday, I'd like people to send money in to support the OLC, and it was quite productive. That is still functional. My wife right now has one online, and thank you, Minnie, for your donation to her. But she has over $435, I think it is, donated through Facebook in honor of her birthday. They don't take anything off the top, and that's
No.
$425 that her fundraiser is going to make.
I think they're getting better at it now.
With 12 board members, you guys could make a hauling, as long as I don't think we all have all mutual friends. I mean, it's an effort that it just takes someone, each one of you, to do a Facebook post and say, hey, in honor of my birthday, do this. I mean, I'm the month of July. I don't know what your other birthdays are, but we have most of the months covered.
Yeah. You know, another thing to point up when you're talking about fundraiser, I talked to Miss B yesterday, and she was asking
Who?
why, Miss B, the lady at the, and she asked why we're moving out. And I basically said it's an economic move because with the COVID, we're not making as much money. And she says, why aren't you going out and asking businesses? You need to ask business and get more aggressive. I says, well, I use the example of Marine Chevrolet. I'm afraid to go to them because they give to everybody. And so some of these businesses are overwhelmed with people every day with a handout.
Yeah.
Curtis, the one that the thing that you sent yesterday, that's what it says. Don't think that they've been asked too many times, but sometimes they might not be. So just go and ask.
We need to be aggressive.
Yeah, we have to keep on asking the businesses and the people. And main thing is, there's I did send out another one about do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
How to thank them is a really important thing. When they
Immediately.
they immediately, and then with the card, personally.
Call them by name.
Yes.
Yep.
That makes a whole lot of difference.
And that's something we need to work on because Minnie and I, for the interview, we talked about that today, and I frankly don't know whose responsibility it is. I thought it would be outreach, and she says no, fundraisers doing those, but fundraiser says no, this is doing it. We need to get a clear understanding of who sends those letters out and who stays in contact. Otherwise, we drop the ball like we're doing.
That's true. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
And I don't know where it should fall logically, but we need to think about that and say, who's going to make these contacts?
well, the thought process last year was that, like, if the fundraising committee garnered all those donations, then it was the fundraising committee's responsibility to notify those people or thank them.
Whoever got, like I got things from people whom I know, I go thank them.
Yeah,
But
and
because I know those people.
Yeah.
That's
the thing
what
is, if you look at that bold and you sent out yesterday, and I've sent, they need to be recurrent thank yous. Somewhere along, we need to drop and say, thank you for your donation last year. We love your continued support. We need to,
and
so we can't drop them. Go ahead on.
the other thing is also you have to make them feel important, that
Absolutely.
because of their contribution, we were able to do this.
Yeah, and because you need to show what their money's going to. Like,
Absolutely.
You're able to contribute to buying a whole new series of books or whatever.
Absolutely.
We need to tell them that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So outreach committee is not there. Please go on Facebook, and every time we post, go ahead and like it, share it.
The outreach is here. Sally's the outreach.
That's right.
And Allison.
Sally
And
Yes, Sally?
Yes, Allison. Yes. You know what, guys? What the Instagram and the Facebook posts were really great. From our last meeting, remember, it was in the minutes as to the fact that we were bumping that up. Who again is overseeing that?
Instagram is just me because only one person can do it.
So are you feeling okay with that, Minnie? I mean,
well, I could have done more, but I don't have the time.
I know.
Or
the minutes reflected that Claudia was taking over Instagram. So
exactly. That was my next question, Jill. Yeah. So that's, yeah.
First, you have to take over Facebook. That's how I did that, because to start with, it was Ann Yanessa who had started the Facebook, and she was the only one who could make the Instagram page because it was asking for her password and I couldn't.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
So she made me The only Facebook person, like, she got out.
I
And
mean,
then I was able to make the Instagram thing. So that's how I'll have to do with Claudia.
Claudia.
She will be invited into the Facebook, because Facebook and Instagram are linked. So she will be invited into Facebook. I will have to get out. Everybody will have to get out, because Anita is there too, as the manager on Facebook. So we'll all have to get out. Then she will link the Instagram with her phone, and then she can bring us back onto Facebook as manager.
While we have
so the bottom line is we need to again connect with Claudia, because right now outreach is social media.
Yes. And she needs to know more about us. As the more she interacts and the more she knows, the more she'll be able to post.
She needs to get her feet wet first. Hey, Allison and Sally, what would you think if we thought, I'm thinking out loud, if we have, let's say, a fundraiser, or whoever gets the donation, gets initial donation, puts it on a card and passes to outreach, and they continue up later with follow-ups on thank yous. Does that make sense? And that way we had a clear chain, who made the first contact, and then there's a follow-up with us that we thank them, so that it doesn't get dropped. Because the person who asked them is not going to continue over and over and over to thank you. It seems like we need a clear organization of, like Dennis got $50,000 from somebody. He thanks him, and he puts a note on the card, specific card, and passes the outreach, and they take it over from there. That way it's not lost. The data's not lost. Think about it, what you think.
You're talking about a personal note, a personal acknowledgement and appreciation.
We can actually come up, or something. We can come up with a card or something that's in our system, so that Dennis says, I contacted such and such and some for donation, and then he passes it to the outreach committee, and then you keep it in a file so you can keep following up and continually. Just think about it.
Not only that, if they do it that way, it exposes the business, shall we say, to more people in the literacy council. Like if it gets old if they're hearing it from the same person all the time, but if they get the message from me, and then they have, Sally Goodman outreach committee signing at the bottom, then they understand that it is an organization, and we got the gears all working together.
And it will keep redundancy down, because if you contact them, I won't contact them, and then it goes to Sally, then she can contact them periodically within the committee. Go ahead, I see your hands up.
I have something to say about that. If I get a direct donation from somebody for Literacy Council, I need to thank them first.
That's right.
And then after that, the outreach committee will thank them again.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I thank them right away, probably in a week or two, or a month at the most.
Right.
And then outreach committee can go back and thank them and ask for more.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Yes, perfect.
We don't have a communicate. No, the hand doesn't know what the foot are doing right now. So we need to get that down.
Allison, sounds like a spreadsheet to me.
That's right. I can share the spreadsheet. I have the spreadsheet made. It is there. And who is the contact person and who has been thanked is all there.
So really just a matter of sharing it with Allison and Anita and myself, being outreach, where we then can
absolutely
come up with the wording of thanking. And really, do you guys view it as the outreach committee representing the board?
That's what I'm asking.
Because it's really on behalf of the board, the OLC board, more than just the outreach committee.
Yeah.
It's really a thank you from all of us, and to make it really very personal, where we'd have a template or whatever that we'd use and personalize it with the person's name, the company's name, the amount, and maybe a short. So maybe we could work on that wording, Allison.
Yeah, and maybe even, like I think someone said earlier, letting people know what they helped purchase or
Absolutely.
what
Yes.
the funds went towards would
Yes.
be good too.
Mhm.
If you have a reference, go back to the one Minnie sent off Cape Fear. That's an annual one, but that was beautiful. They thanked everybody, they told who it was, and this type thing. I had a thought.
Well, maybe Minnie, you could send that to us.
Yeah,
What are we talking about,
The
Curtis?
Cape,
your thank you
Okay.
letter.
I did, it's in the email,
Okay.
the first information. I put it all together in the email this time.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Check
So,
your emails.
so-
There are 4 or 5 things that are really important.
okay. So we have that example there. Okay.
And the
You know,
other thing,
Sally, one thing that I read yesterday on fundraising, it kind of blew my mind. They say that the longer the letter is, the more responses you get off of it.
Really?
I throw mine away, but they say the longer the letter is, to a point, the more responses you get off of it. I like short responses, but
I like short too.
somebody's figuring that out in that one that, what's the name that I sent you? That's one of the comments in there. The long letters get more responses back.
I feel the more the colorful it is, like charts and those kind of things. If you're going back to a sponsor, showing that what you did with your money, you didn't waste it. They all
Yep.
like that. So I feel if I look at a letter which has charts and things, I like that better.
Yep.
Rather
But
than
then-
just the written material.
And
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting at. That's where we need an organization chart, because we have to have something put in them charts. Right now, our charts, we got 20 students, of them 5's meeting. How do you put that in a chart? That's why, go
Well,
back to Kate Fear, go ahead, hon.
This is the
Okay,
kind of
good.
thing that we can, just because you're talking about, yes, visual, something that expresses in a personal way.
Yep.
The more personal, that surprises me about the longer the letter, but it's almost as more how personal the letter is. So
I
that
agree.
that visual, whatever it is, could be something that represents what their donation went towards and how many people it affected or how many students it affected. Instead of a long 3-paragraph, when you're reading something rote,
Yeah.
that's just generic. So that's something that I think we could really work on to make it as personal, directly towards their donation and what it went towards.
And
That's why I like handwritten notes.
Yep.
My wife and I donate religiously to 2 or 3 different charities. And when we get that personal note, I take time to read it, since someone took the time to write it.
Yep.
I hate the printed out generic ones, like you said.
I think that we're talking about 2 different things. I think there needs to be a handwritten personal note thanking
Initially.
them immediately for the contribution. Then there needs to be follow-up, perhaps with the outreach committee saying, yes,
Absolutely.
thank you again, and we're thinking of you, and we have our hand out always, but and just feeding them information year round, so they're not,
Absolutely.
so they don't forget that we're out there.
And
Is
right
that
now-
kind of what that email you sent, Minnie, was saying? Isn't that what that email you sent out was saying?
Yes. It has a lot of information in there. The one that Curtis sent out, that also I forwarded with do's and don'ts in there.
Yep.
There was one email I had sent out with the information about the board meeting. That is about, not about the thank you notes.
Yeah.
One that Curtis sent out yesterday, that is talking about the thank you notes and how to follow up, basically.
And that girl that sends it to, I got that from state, when I went to that state meeting several years ago. She responds every year. She gets hundreds of dollars for references, but she sends it to us free. And my point is, my heartfelt point is, we got one of the best outreach committees we've ever had. 3 of the most competent people with good hearts. And I think that letter, if they send out, it's going to reflect those people in their hearts and their feelings. I got confidence that it's going to happen. We just need to get a link so they know what's going on. If they don't know what's going on, they can't do anything. I'm off my soapbox. I'm going back
Okay,
to sleep.
Allison, apparently we're competent.
Yay.
Donna.
Okay, let's not drop the ball, Sally. Let's
Yeah,
not drop
okay.
the ball.
Now you remember, Compassionate was there also.
Yes, and the best hearts. All three of you have a best.
Amen.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you. Well, Pat, there's a little pressure on us now.
Amen.
So we'll do the best we can, and we'll pull Anita in because she's all heart.
Yeah.
Amen.
True. Absolutely. Okay. Background checks. No idea what Carolyn has done, right?
Nothing.
I mean,
Does Carolyn have any idea?
it sounds like this is going to be on every agenda.
But the Carolyn does have the birth dates and the tutors' names and phone numbers and birth dates.
Yep.
Yes, Jim
Okay.
did that already.
That my part's done.
Okay.
And I sent her the one on Nancy Iris yesterday. She has all the information, where she's born, where she's been, all that stuff.
Maybe we should assign somebody to reach out to Carolyn to ask her where she is with it so we could report that at the next board meeting.
Sounds like a presidential job to me.
Me too.
All
Well,
in favor say aye. Aye.
You know, in the same sense, coming up in the next couple of months, July or August, we need to consider, because we're going to have to do those people who are coming over, running their terms running out, needs to be considering where they're going to extend. We also need to consider our rural states. Some people that don't come to meetings, so many meetings a month, need to be put on a different list. We need a functional board that's at every meeting and providing functional information. If we don't have that, the Marines have a term for that, but we need to reach in the heart and actually look and say, hey, who is doing jobs and who's not doing jobs? If not doing jobs, give them another job that's not so crucial.
I agree with you, Curtis. It's just that you don't have a lot of people waiting to get online to be on the board either.
But the Chamber of Commerce and all the organizations, I'm with the hospital board, you get a 3-year term. The Fire Commission, you got a 3-year term. Chamber of Commerce, you have a term. And at the end of that term, you're gone unless you, in certain cases, you only get, I think the hospital board, you can come back one more time and then you have to go. So if you raise your standards, people will come, I'm thinking. But it takes us all working together. I'm off my pedestal because Minnie's got to leave early.
have to look for more
So,
board members.
Minnie, are you willing to reach out to Carolyn just so we could find out the status of the background checks?
Sure, I will.
So that we might be able to report something at the next meeting. I don't know Carolyn that well. I would do that, but whoever, I mean, if you'd like me to, I will.
Sally, I'm recording this, and hopefully we'll all be able to watch this.
Oh, okay.
Goodness.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would be happy to reach out to Carolyn. I mean, I don't want to give you another, but
I don't. Wasn't she supposed to come in the QuickBooks thing too?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't remember the doodle thing. Did she?
yes, she was. Yes, she was. Yes.
Come. I don't know what happened.
In the past, she asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
So
I think Howard asked for it too.
Okay. Next would be our policy for tutoring. What do we tell? Like somebody's saying something different. Like we want to be on the same page, basically. What do we tell them, the tutors, if they want to meet face to face or they want to do Zoom? What do we tell them? Do are classrooms open? What do we tell them?
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll just be facetious, say do it like we do in the Cub Scouts, so they're only going to take 30 minutes a month. That doesn't work out. We know it's more than that, but that gets them hooked. I think we should start opening.
Opening after we get moved.
That's right. But we need a date that we're going to move, and we need a specific date we're going to open so we can publish those dates. People are asking.
What about the safety requirements that every restaurant, everybody has some safety protocols. What are we going to put out?
well,
Well, does
Dr.
Valencia have any?
Was that?
Does Valencia have any protocol?
No, they don't.
No.
But I would think that they might need
They
to
all,
have a
because
protocol.
they all have different offices.
But the building itself should have a protocol because the building is owned by Mrs. B or whoever, and she's responsible for the cleaning, the maintenance, the air changes, all that stuff. So the building itself should have a protocol, and then if we want to go further or less, then that's up to us. But that's just my feeling, and that's.
I haven't seen anything posted anywhere.
Nobody's wearing a mask, and I've seen no one wearing a mask in that building, except Minnie.
What I could, my suggestion would be, we can open the rooms, tell them they are open, but it's their responsibility to wear masks or meet on Zoom or meet outside somewhere. That's what I would say. It totally up to the student and the tutor. I'm not going to push anybody to do anything.
I think
What Jill makes, what Jill said makes,
at least recommend that you maintain social distancing, you know, to some extent, that we're covered. Because I don't know if legally we'd be covered if they got the virus.
they wouldn't know where they got it if we did. But you know, Jill made a good point. In addition to what the Miss B does, it wouldn't hurt us to have some hand wipes and some stuff in there so that when they finish, the teacher knows to wipe down the keyboards and wipe down the tables. That needs to, we need to do that at least, minimum.
Absolutely. To have Lysol wipes, hand sanitizer right there. I mean, that's what we're doing here in the library. We have 10 workstations, and everything that the student needs to wipe down is for themselves. For their protection and the next.
Absolutely.
And so then we go and we disinfect with another disinfectant. But yeah, we have to have whatever, we have to have that there for them.
Absolutely. To include keyboards, phones.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But bottom line, we can't reopen till after the move. So
That's right.
So.
Okay, so whoever is in charge of the program can let the tutors know about this. Okay. Anything else? Strategic planning?
When specifically are you going to go in there and take care of the books and shelves, Minnie? You and Jill. Because we'll plan the movement the next day.
Well, you guys are going on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So we'll go Monday or Tuesday.
That's what I'm saying. So we know it. We've got a plan. So we'll go in there. There'll be nobody in the way. We'll do it. We're going to take your plan that you had for the office design and move stuff into that position.
Okay, you got Minnie forwarded that to you, Curtis?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll have to look it up again, but I got it.
Okay.
Okay. A word from me. I'm sorry to say, but I'm resigning as president today.
What?
Yes, I feel I've thought about it a lot. We've come a long way, but there's a lot more to achieve. And I don't want to be in the way, and I have a feeling like I'm overwhelmed right now, and it shouldn't be that. I'm a volunteer. I am doing as much as I can and still feel frustrated because a lot of things are not done. I can't keep running after people. So that's the reason why I'm resigning from being president. I want other people to try out the idea. I was thinking of doing it in December, but since things are so slow and we have 6 months of not much work to do, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I can help with the transition. And maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure about it, but if I'm in the way, I might be out of the board also. Come December or come before the next election cycle.
You're the 2020 year. So you're good to go. And let me put it, I'm only here because of you. You got the best heart and you're not in the way.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm here.
I know.
But I feel I need to resign from being a president right now.
But you're not in the way.
Yeah, it's very,
If it
very
wasn't for your heart and your design, we wouldn't be where we are.
Let me tell you why I feel I am in the way. If I keep taking on, not everybody will be taking responsibilities. And we are a working board.
Exactly right.
We are not a policy-making board only.
mm-hmm.
We have to realize that. And this is the time where our infrastructure is not strong enough. We will not be able to build on that. If we want to build on and move and become bigger, this is not how we can build on. Not one person, not two people, not three people can work. We'll all have to work together, take on responsibility,
Absolutely.
run with it. So that's my reason. I am there. I'm actually I'm working on a PowerPoint in which it will let everybody, all the board members know what all goes into making a program run. Because not everybody has an idea of, they have only seen one part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning on working on that, and I'll need your help if I'll send it to you all. And if you think there's something missing, you can add on and let me know. So I'm going to make that program. And this all came when I was thinking about the strategic planning. I felt so frustrated. We can't go anywhere unless our base is strong. So
Well,
I'm resigning, and I'm letting, probably Curtis will take over from now till December, and then when whoever gets elected. But I've served 3 years. I started in May as an acting, and then I was elected later that year. But I think we need more new ideas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I might not be running it right. There must be something wrong, which I'm doing, I feel.
No.
Which,
well, look,
It's so important that you don't take all that on, Minnie,
that's right.
and to know that you are the heart. And
Amen.
I'm still there. I'm there. So.
I know, and I just feel and hear in your voice that you feel such responsibility, and we need to be a team and need to support you. I think we've taken you for granted, Minnie.
Amen. And for a second, and I philosophized, look at, in retrospect, when I joined the board in 2012 or 2011, the board members had no function, none. The CE and the president did all the work. We sit there and we listen to the report. We had no function. We've got it divided now, so everyone, Jill has the administrative, I've got the governance, every person has the responsibility. Carolyn's got everybody. So that's work that she's done in her leadership, that we've broken it down, and because before it was all one person or two people. And so look at the board in retrospect, you'll see we have made a lot of progress. We had a treasurer, secretary, and the rest did nothing.
We have still a long way to go.
Absolutely.
We do. And unless we think about it, and everybody thinks about it and put in, and this volunteer work is coming into my private life, and I just have to stop.
It's important that you take care of yourself. That is number one. And because it's 11 o'clock right now, and I think we all need to digest all of this and be kind of doing our own strategic planning in our heads for what to propose at the next board meeting. And but most important, Minnie, you need to take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
And you need to know that we are all around you and embrace you, because this is a courageous decision, and I know difficult, and I know you want to be a tutor again.
Yes, I had put out that, and I really wanted to be just a tutor.
A tutor, I know.
But this is the time when I thought I didn't want to wait till December, because that might be a little too late. Right now we have time to think and be organized. So
is it effective immediately, Minnie?
Mhm.
December.
After the meeting. I
God
didn't
bless you,
want to
Minnie.
send it out because I didn't want people getting worried about it and stopping me. I don't want, I really have given my heart out and I still am there. And I'm going to share the PowerPoint with you all and get your inputs because I felt we cannot go do the strategic planning unless we know what all goes into the program. And not everybody knows about it.
Yep. And you remember what, 3 months ago, I sent an email out asking for everybody. I got 2 responses, Allison and then Nita. That's it.
We all responded to you, telling you that we are thinking, and I was thinking.
Tinking.
And
I
I
don't
was thinking that I had started making that PowerPoint right then.
Yeah.
And all this went into the thinking, basically.
I don't want to see you go.
Can we ask that you present the PowerPoint to us at the next meeting, Minnie? Could we ask that?
Sure, I can do that.
I mean, to have you personally present that PowerPoint?
I will send it out beforehand so that you all can see it. And if you have any questions, I can fix it or add
Okay.
more. And then probably not to make things too long, just only the questions probably. We can have the PowerPoint then and we can, if people have questions about it, we can answer them.
There you go.
Okay.
Are you resigning from the board as well?
Not yet. I might do that, but I'll still be around. I'm not leaving town like Dennis is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, throw those daggers.
Yeah.
I need to leave. And are we are scheduling the meeting July 3rd? Is that correct? Because that seems like the day before the holiday might, I don't know. It might be difficult for some people. Should we reconsider that date?
I suggest moving it to the 10th.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, all aye.
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 Sally has suggested, so she's made a motion. Second.
Yeah, I move to make it.
Okay.
Second.
July 10th. Okay. Approved, July 10th.
You want to do it at 9:30 instead of a doodle poll again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Summertime, 9:30.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You know, and Sally, the point, I know in the past, I get aggressive because my heart is in this program. And so sometimes I get loud and boisterous, but it doesn't mean I'm offending anybody. It's just that I believe so much in the helping these people that can't read. We got to get it.
There's no question. There's no question, Curtis, where your heart is.
We are all lucky to have
Yes. I think that's
Sally, Jill, Allison, Donna, Dennis. We all passionate about it. And that's whatever we are doing, or whatever we are choosing to do, we are doing because we are passionate about this.
yes.
But you say it with poise. Sometimes I get out loud, and I don't mean to. It offends people.
We know you.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Don't laugh like that.
Exactly.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Minnie. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Let's digest, and we will gather again July 10th with thoughts. I think that's an important meeting for all of us to share where we all are really on the board, you know, and with Minnie's input from her PowerPoint, and but it sounds like we really need to hear from everybody.
Yeah. If you ever want to do a retreat, I open it up again. We can do a retreat out here.
Okay. I do have to go, everybody.
Okay.
Did you want to continue the meeting, or should we
No,
call it adjourned?
Even I have to go. So thank you.
Motion adjourned.
Meeting
Motion
adjourned.
adjourned.
Okay, meeting is adjourned, and everybody be safe, be well.
And Dennis, hopefully we'll see you again in July because it'll be online probably.
Yes.
I'm going to be in Iowa at a family reunion, so I won't be there in July.
July 10th?
Sorry?
July 10th?
July 10th. Yeah, I'll be at a family reunion in Iowa.
We still have Zoom out there.
I don't.
Still works in Iowa.
Okay.
Iowa has more than corn.
Oh,
That's Nebraska, the corn in it.
well, you know you're welcome, Dennis. So we'll.
Yes. We hate to say goodbye to you, Dennis.
Yeah, we have to have you at some meeting. We have to have you.
That's right.
So, okay, everybody, stay safe, stay well.
Okay, thanks.
Bye. Have a good
All
weekend.
right.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And I'll share the recording with you, Sally.
Thank you, Minnie.
Mhm.
What time you gonna get there, Dennis? Oh, you got on already.